Hello and welcome to ComputerWeekly.com's CIO interview series. During these interviews, we aim to give you the latest thinking from the most senior people in technology. Today, we're at the CW500 Club meeting at Claridge's in London to talk to Cathy Holley, CIO headhunter for executive search firm Boyden. So Cathy, what are the key skills that you look for, key skills and qualities that you look for when you're recruiting CIOs today?
Well, actually, it's quite interesting because there's been a significant evolution. When I first started headhunting, the emphasis was very strongly on technical skills, sector experience, does the person have international experience, and are they going to be a good culture fit for my organisation? And there was very little mention of having the right interpersonal skills. Today, I would say the balance has gone very strongly the other way, in that there is a good recognition that CIOs are leaders and they are general managers, and what they need therefore is good leadership skills, good general management skills, but the interpersonal skills have become much more important. They've moved up the agenda, so stakeholder management skills and influencing skills are absolutely of prime importance, and of course commercial acuity and the ability to deliver change. I would say that's my little menu that chief executives generally would choose from.
So given that there's been a change in the skills, in the skills that you look for, the skills and qualities, are these people easy to find at the moment?
I would say that a lot of CIOs still have quite a lot of catching up to do in terms of developing their skill set to have better interpersonal skills. So there will still be, from the CIOs, a strong emphasis on delivering technology and on delivery in general. But actually, what really matters at that level is strategic vision, leadership skills, and influencing skills, which I come back to because it's so important. So finding somebody with the good technology skills, international experience, it's not so hard. You can see from somebody's CV whether they have those skills or not. What is much harder to find, and what you have to look a little bit further for and pay more for, definitely, is a CIO that can combine those skills with the really outstanding interpersonal skills and have the right culture fit for an organisation.
So if you were to give a tip to aspiring CIOs of today, what would be the one thing that, what would you tell them to go out and do in terms of equipping themselves to get those, those plum roles in the future?
Well, if I think about what disappoints me most when I'm interviewing somebody and they haven't really passed muster, it is very rarely their delivery, it is very rarely the experience they've had. As I say, you can see that from somebody's CV. So by the time they're talking to me about a particular role, what I'm desperately hoping for is that they will be really strong on influencing skills. Now, everybody does the influencing thing every day, but when you ask somebody to articulate how you've managed that stakeholder, how you've persuaded somebody to do something differently, how you've influenced the board, it's almost as if they've never really considered the question, and I find them really, really struggling for the answer. So I would really urge people to think about personal branding, the image that they are portraying, and how they are perceived by the board, by their peers, and by the teams that work for them, because that's the area I think needs a little bit more work.
So if you're a CIO and you're looking to broaden your role,
yes.
How do you go about doing that? And what are the sort of things that you should be looking to do that, to make you more employable?
Okay, well, I think more and more regularly CIOs are wanting to broaden their roles, and it's becoming much more a trodden path, much more acceptable. So there are now CIOs who combine a head of technology role with something like business strategy, program management generally across the business as well as in IT, and change. And they are three really exciting areas where the business might look at IT and say, goodness me, they're doing that really, really well. I'd like some of that in the business. And so they will say to the CIO, what about taking on that as well? And it's much more acceptable now. And when chief executives are briefing me on roles and saying, this is what I'm looking for, it's that potential to take on a broader role rather than just the ability to focus on IT. So it's a really exciting new world for CIOs who've got to the top of their profession. They've got nowhere to go in terms of IT. They already have the top role. Do they have to jack in IT to move into the business to do something new, or can they combine IT with something else? And I think there is much more evidence now of the ability to combine roles, and it's very exciting.
Well, thank you very much, Cathy. Sadly, that's all we have time for. We look forward to seeing you again at our next CIO interview.